Now, Claire, I know you. You're a very busy woman. You have your own consultancy business. You run a website with three friends. Why write as well? What drives you to pick up a pen as opposed to a gin and tonic?
I pick up a gin and tonic as well, I can assure you, sometimes at the same time. I've always wanted to write, ever since I could hold a pen in my hand. And I wrote lots in my adolescence. I studied English at university. I just wrote whenever I could. But in my kind of whole corporate career, there was never really any time to do it. And you've got to have the headspace, and I was very, very focused on that. Now, I'm finding I force myself to have the time, first of all, and then it's like a drug. Once I started, I couldn't stop. A Greater World took a long time to write because I was doing it bit by bit, and there were two real spurts for me to really get going. First of all, I was burgled, and I had 3 laptops in the house, and all 3 of them were stolen. So I lost what was then 85,000 words for the first draft of A Greater World, and I managed to find an earlier version of probably about half of that. And I was ready to give up. And then I thought, well, I'm not going to let those bastards get what they want. So I just sat down at this very table and I started to write again. And I got going. And then the second thing happened. I decided I really needed to have some totally dedicated time with no distractions. So I took myself off down to deepest, darkest Devonshire and went on a writer's retreat, which was not a teachy type writer's retreat. It's just a great place where you get looked after marvellously. 3 meals a day, glass of wine at 6 o'clock, roaring fire in the evening, lots of chat in the evening, good company at meal times, and then basically a room of your own, a lovely comfortable room with a desk to write at and nothing to distract you. So I achieved masses in the first time I went there. I've been back since, and I will go again, certainly. It's a great way to just focus on absolutely nothing else. And then now I've built up enough momentum that it's not a question of, yes, sometimes I have to make myself sit down and do it, but mostly I want to. And even when I'm not actually physically writing, I'm thinking, I'm processing, I'm jotting things down. I've got notebooks all over the place. I'm then having to scuttle around and think, which notebook did I write that in? I keep a pen by the bed as well, because I often get sudden inspirations during the night. And it might just be a little snippet. It might be a sentence that somebody says, a minor character, or a description, or a trivial little thing, but that all adds depth and colour, I hope.
And do you find writing therapeutic? I mean, obviously it is hard work, and we've spoken about, the hours involved in just crafting your material and doing the research, but do you also find it relaxing? Or?
No, I wouldn't say I find it relaxing. I find painting relaxing. No, I don't think it's relaxing because you're thinking the whole time, whereas when I paint I don't think, I just switch my brain off and look. But no, writing, I wouldn't say it was therapeutic. It's something that I love doing and feel passionate about, but it's not a source of relaxation. It's not aromatherapy, no. Certainly, I would say it's hard, bloody work, so don't try it unless you're prepared to do that. And I was reading the other day, someone reminded me of the I can't remember what it's called, the book by Malcolm Gladwell, in which he asserts that in order to do anything well, whether it be playing an instrument or being the Beatles, for example, or being Bill Gates, it requires a minimum of 10,000 hours of practice. And I think you certainly need that and more. You have to put the time in. It's not these people that think, write a novel in a couple of weeks and bung it on Amazon. Not a good idea. You've got to really craft it and edit it and think about it and care about it, and be prepared to rip bits up and write them again and change your mind. And so it's certainly not easy. Satisfying, but not therapeutic.